ladies, it's me, Quiniqua, here with Sassy, Sexy, Safe TV. Thank you again for joining me here for another Around the Couch session here. For those who are new here to Sassy, Sexy, Safe TV, here we want to grow and be better together and helping each other, embracing our womanhood and our salvation at the same time. Yes, it is possible. So this week, I'm going to be talking about some people's personal church experience as well as their testimonies and how that has helped them along the way. As well, I had to bring my grandma along with me. I'm so excited to have here because she will tell you exactly how it is. I know if anybody will be honest with me, be honest with you all, it is her. So I brought my grandma here, so excited to have her, and we're just gonna dive into our topics today. Just again, we wanna grow and be better together. Anything that we talk about here can be found on our blog, www.sassysexysave.com. There you can find any type of scriptures, tips, anything like that to help you ladies in regards to your day-to-day walk with the Lord. So again, wanna grow and be better together. All right. Thank you for joining me, Grandma. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I first want to kind of talk about the kind of have people get to know you just a little bit. So can you tell me about your church experience, how you grow up, your siblings, testimony, anything like that, maybe all five, all three. Just have people get to know you a little bit.
Okay, first of all, I am a child of God, and I'm a Christian. I have been taught Christianity and taught how to serve the Lord and to accept Jesus Christ as my Savior, even as a young age. All my life, I've had Jesus and God in my experience and in my home. We grew up that way. My parents were saved. Although my father was a pastor, he didn't become a pastor or a preacher till I was, I guess, the preacher till I was maybe about 10 or 8. And before then, he was still a Christian man. He still was a godly man. And we always had prayer in our home. We always had Bible study in our home. He taught Sunday school, so he taught his Sunday school. We were his first Sunday school class, even at home. And so did my mom. She was a Sunday school teacher. So we always had Christ. We was introduced to Christ at a young age. And even though I strayed sometimes while I was growing up, I rededicated my life to the Lord more than one time. I did a rededication because I felt like after a length of time, you start feeling yourself. You feel like that you got it all in the bag, but then you have to revisit, not your salvation, but revisit your relationship with God. And you have to get back on the right track with Him because you know you've gotten off somewhere. And but we had a good life growing up. We didn't have everything. We didn't know we was poor. My mom told us we was poor later. We didn't realize we didn't realize there was no one sad.
Yeah.
They made life easy for us. There was always jokes. My dad always was one to try to keep things light.
Growing up in your home, I know you said your father didn't become pastor maybe around 10 years old or so. As you were growing up, did you ever feel, oh my goodness, my dad's pastor, I must do everything right, or feeling like maybe other people are looking at you, of course, as a reflection of your father or your parents are kind of like, okay, you better not mess up, type of situation. So I know myself, of course, my dad, he didn't really become a pastor until like I was in college, so I didn't really see too much of that, but he was still, of course, in ministry for as long as I can remember.
Yes.
And I didn't really feel pressure, but I did feel a sense of people kind of looking at me to make sure I don't mess up type of situation. Because I do remember having this brief conversation with this older lady at Mount Olive, I can't remember her name, but she just came up to me and was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you're staying on the right thing, so happy you're doing the right thing. It's kind of just was going on, and I didn't realize that until at that moment. I was like, oh, she's looking at me. Who else is looking at me?
Yes.
But did you feel any type of pressure? And if so, how did your parents kind of help you not, or maybe even not feel like that?
Right, because we did have a little pressure. I don't think that we had such a deep pressure. you know, some people thought they could say things, and some people, you know, just said watching you, things like that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, who watching you?
Okay, so what should you do? But okay.
You know, I was the one that mouth. I had a mouth, and so I was like, yeah, you watching me, but who watching you? And so, but we always knew that we had to represent my dad and my mom in a special way. We always knew that what we did reflect on them in a certain way. Although they didn't put a lot of heavy restrictions on us, we wasn't running around. We can't wear makeup, and you can't. You can't go to this, go skating. You can't go to this party or that party. I did. I had my share of parties. I had my share.
It's possible.
I had my share of going to the skating ring. I was able to see James Brown. I saw Stevie Wonder when he was down there in Youngstown at the skating ring. They would come through there. I saw these people. I saw the OJs. These are, I saw Tina Turner when they came.
What? Okay. See?
Yeah, so I was able to go, but my mom always told us she was praying for us when we left. So when we left, we was actually walking on the wing of a prayer.
We were covered.
And we were covered by God's blood throughout the whole situation, because she wanted us to come back safely. But they didn't want to hold us so tight to the point where we regret being in the church. But we enjoyed church. We enjoyed.
Because there are some that grow up and they're like held so tightly that they just go, and when they go, it's like, okay,
they get lost. And so we weren't really lost to that fact. And we wasn't like out every weekend.
Yeah, what's up?
But when they special, we would ask. We would ask Dad first. Because the girls usually can get through with Dad. Every time I went with my friends. So it wasn't like I was going out with a boyfriend or nothing like that. It wasn't a date. It was just a group of us going, and I was like, I want to go, you know. So I started this pity party with my dad, and then Dad would say, "You really want to go?" Yes, I really want to go. I said, but he said, "Ask your mom." And when he said, "Okay, ask your mom," and if she says it's okay with me. And I'm thinking, I'm lost.
Like,
Mom's gonna say no. I was like, that's why I'm here first.
I'm coming to you.
I came to you first, so you can convince Mom. But they never was against each other. They never tried to undermine each other. Well, I'm gonna let her go if her dad say no. Or he's not gonna say, well, I said yes, she can go, and she says no, I come. So they was on the same page. They were even keel about what we were doing and where we was going. And the main thing my mom was doing was giving us a curfew to get home. And I was like, the time thing is not even over at that time.
It starts at 10.
But the problem is, they wanted us, we realized later, they wanted us safe. They wanted us to be in a mindset that we were able to make solid decisions. And I remember one time, it was a New Year's Eve. Always New Year's Eve I was in church. But this one New Year's Eve, I talked them out of allowing me to go to church that night, because I wanted to go to some New Year's Eve party that was going on. So oh my God, I was a nervous wreck when I went, because it was New Year's Eve, and I was so used to going to church.
So it's
at 12 o'clock, I was usually on my knees.
I was usually praying,
thanking God to see a new year. And this is one time I went to this party that I had joined a club or something. They were giving a New Year's Eve party, and I was there. And closer to 12 o'clock coming,
you just felt like
the worst I felt. Oh my gosh, I felt I was depressed. I was turning on God. I was doing all this. I was like, you know what? I got nervous, and everybody's talking about they were whistles and blowing, and I was like, I can't. I said, no, I went and found me some. I went to the back. I inched my way to the bathroom before they blew that whistle, and I went in that bathroom because I thought, if I'm not at church, at least have to be praying. So
Right.
I mean, I was like, then you say, what, ain't nobody. This is.
Lord's about to strike me down if I find somewhere to go
That was
right now.
my last time going to a New Year's Eve party, and I went in that bathroom, and I was like, I got to pray, and I looked up, and another girl that went to our church. She was standing there. She was in the same position that I was in. She said, "Girl, you too."
You too? Come on.
I said, yeah. So she had a little Bible in her hand.
Oh.
And we read the scripture in the Bible, and we held hands and prayed in that bathroom. I said, we feel better now. She said, I feel better now. She said, I can't do this no more.
Like this
drove me.
This is how you know. Okay, this is my limit. I can't do this.
I mean, there's nothing like it was something bad. Was so bad was going on.
But in your spirit, you're like,
that's not what I was doing every year on New Year's Eve. I did not do that every New Year's Eve, and then I stopped. That was my last New Year's Eve party. I went to parties, but it wasn't New Year's Eve.
Yeah, because I'm always.
I said, you know what? That just shows us that. She said, you know what? This shows us that we don't need to be.
This one we don't need to.
Second of all,
this one, it's okay. We're just gonna mark this off.
She said, second of all, we're just not used to. This type of. This is not where I'm normally at. I'm out of my element.
What would you say to persons now who feel like, who feel as though they're stuck? Because I know there are other persons who have their father maybe in ministry, or their mother, father, or maybe who's a pastor, and feel like, okay, I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I can't do anything. This being a Christian thing is not fun. I just am over it. I don't want to do it no more. Like, what do you say to those persons in regards to that situation? Because unfortunately, we do have those persons that are like, this is too much. I just don't want to do it anymore. My parents may be too strict. I don't want people looking at me like that. I don't want to feel the pressure. I don't want to do it no more. What do you say to those persons? What's something that they can do to not feel as though they're stuck, or feel like it's not fun, or they can't do anything?
First of all, you're looking for the wrong reason to serve the Lord. You're looking at, oh, I'm stuck. Stuck in what? Stuck where? Stuck how? Are you not having fun? Are you want someone else to? Something else? What are you looking for? A feeling? Or are you looking for what you really need to have for you? Not just for everybody else, not for your parents, because everybody's an individual, and God has made us different, and there are things that He wants us to do that we will enjoy in the Lord. What you have to do is what my Father left me with when He left this earth. He said, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Because there's people doing different things that their parents like, I didn't want you to be doing it, I want you to do this. No, you was the vehicle for them to be here. So parents have to step back and say, I'm going to pray for you that God will lead you in the right direction, that you want to go, and that you will accept His will in your life. And that's exactly what people have to say. Now the prayer is, Lord, what do you want me to do?
That is true.
What is my purpose here on this earth?
That's the number one question.
Because once your purpose is known to you, and ask God to make it plain. What you want me to do, what my desires are, make it plain that this is where you want me to go. And go with a happy feeling. Go with a content heart that God is with you, and this is what He wants you to be. Everybody doesn't do the same thing. We're all here to do something different, and not only do something different, but we're here to present God in a different way.
Absolutely. But I want to thank you ladies again for joining me here on Sassy, Sexy, Safe TV, another Around the Couch session here with my grandma Gloria, who I'm so excited to be here. Like I said, I know she'll always tell it as it is, and will be honest with me about everything. So I really hope, ladies, you were encouraged. Again, anything that we talk about here is spoken about on sassysexysave.com. anything that you want to hear about, replay, even our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and share so we can grow and be better together. But thank you again, ladies, for joining me here. Thank you, Grandma, for being here. But I will talk to you soon, ladies. Bye.